Hello everyone and welcome to Average to Maverick. And today it's going to be a quite different video because I'm not having a script this time. I don't have a script anywhere. I'm just speaking from the heart because actually for two reasons, to be honest. And the first reason is that I haven't had enough time to make a video for this week because I've been focusing on two different videos that are some upcoming projects that I will release later further down the line. So due to the visitations I had for the hospital, everything's fine, by the way. I'm not going to talk about that. I just want to mention that I've been to the hospital for my daughter and she's doing great. So don't worry about it. But it's been a long time. I spent a total of 3 days. Well, four occasions, but yeah, 3 days were lost. The last visit was just so short that we could just come in and leave just after like 2 hours. So anyways, due to the fact that I haven't been able to sit myself down and make a video that I've been planning to do for this week is due to the fact that I've been at the hospital for almost 26 hours this week already. So that's why. So I want to talk about something that I can speak directly from the heart about. So that's my second reason. I feel comfortable talking about it from this ad hoc version. I apologize in beforehand if this video seems a little bit wonky and unstructured and all of that, and that's exactly because it is. So this is my first time trying to just film something without a script, or at least without guidelines to what I'm supposed to talk about. So here we go, talking about how you can get over video game addiction. And I want to preface this with the fact that I've been a gamer for all my life. I started playing video games when I was 4 years old. That was back in 2002. So since 2002, I've been playing video games every now and then. Not to the dramatic scale that I'm playing video games now, but it increased gradually by age. When I was 11 or 12 years old, that's when my video game playing habit became closer to an addiction than ever before, and it probably peaked when I was a teenager and about when I was between 14 and 18 years old. And I want to talk about how you can get over it if you're in your later stages of life. I don't know how to get out of it as a teenager because it's not as straightforward as when you have grown up and, well, kind of think of it. I know how to get on the journey to start getting over the video game addiction and how you can start making progress to get out of it, at least, and or at least making progress on wanting to do something else. And all right, let's just get into it. So if you're someone who is struggling with video game addiction in specific, I'm not a doctor or anyone qualified to talk about it in medical terms. So I want to just say that I'm talking about it through how I came about to doing things differently and getting out of my shell. And the more I got out of my shell, I started to play less and less video games. And so after when I came out of my shell, I started to play less and less video games and actually started to enjoy doing other things besides just playing video games in a fantasy world and not making progress in the real life. And the goal of this video is to help people who are or have been in the same kind of rut or are in some kind of rut right now. And I want to be some kind of helpful resource somehow and spread the message that it is never too late to stop, and you don't even need to stop either. That's the biggest thing. It's probably the worst thing you could do for yourself in like 9 out of 10 cases at least. It's just stop cold turkey, and if you do, you probably get back into it even worse than before. So yeah, I guess the point of this video is to share my experience a little bit and tell you how I got out of it and what led up to me getting out of it in the long run. So if this video is helpful for someone out there, that would be amazing. I hope someone can just watch this video and find out, wow, this is exactly what I needed to hear. This is how everything suddenly just clicks. I understand my tendencies and why and how to get rid of them. Also, this video is gonna be kept uncut mostly. It's not gonna be structured. So let me start off with the fact that I've been a gamer and kind of a hardcore one too. I remember there were plenty of nights I stayed up until like 3 in the morning and just played and played and played. And there were so many days where I had played for like 16 hours in a row with 1 or 2, 3 breaks in between for just visiting the bathroom and eating food. And I think the biggest cause for my video game addiction was the fact that I hated school. I was not bullied. Well, there were some some asshats in class, of course, who were making life miserable for everyone, but I wasn't specifically targeted alone. So if in the instances where I was bullied, it was in I was just in line with a lot of other people, like almost everyone else. So I don't see it as bullying because I was never a target that way. So it just kind of went in waves where some asshole kids felt like being a douchebag against everyone was a fun idea. So I was part of everyone, so I ended up being that too. But the reason I hated school is because I was forced to be there. I was forced to spend a lot of time being there when there was plenty of other things I wanted to do. I felt like I didn't learn anything that I would have any use of. And I was right. There are plenty of things that I've learned in school that hasn't been useful. But to be fair, there's so much that has been useful too that we learn about. And I'm not trying to say that school is bad, even though I think so, from my personal experience. And I certainly hope it wasn't for you. But school was awful for me and always had been, except for in Sweden we call it gymnasium. I don't know if that's called in English too, or is it high school? I don't know. So I hated being at school because I was quite bad at a lot of subjects. I didn't want to study either, so homework was just a pain in the ass. When I had homeworks, I would often procrastinate, or even like more than half the time not even do the homework at all, because I never felt motivated to do them, because I never felt that I gained anything from doing it. Because sure, in hindsight, it's practice makes perfect for things like writing or calculating math. It's plus, minus, multiplication, subdivision, and percentage. Well, that's subdivision technically, and multiplication. But percentages, and yeah, it's like those 5 things. Never used anything else beside those 5 things, and I'm probably not gonna need to either. So the best thing that I've learned is just grammar, I guess, but I think I'm more or less self-taught in grammar. I'm good at replicating what I see sometimes. So I can see patterns when it comes to writing. So I was more or less self-taught in how to write structured sentences and such and this and that. But being forced to be in school for so much and for so long, it was just a crappy freaking experience. Doing nothing, never feeling like anything led up to anything. More homework only led up to more homework. And I never felt like I was ever closer to the goal, except for the very last semester in 9th grade. Then I finally felt like, wow, after 9 horrible or terribly long years, I finally get to graduate from this awful crap. So I did, and then there were 3 more additional years in gymnasium school, and that was quite fun because I finally got to do something that I enjoyed. Well, at least a little tiny speck of it. So like maybe 10%, not even, of the studying times were spent doing things I enjoyed, which were web design, modeling, and programming. And that was about 10 to 15% of the entire 3 years. Yeah, the rest were just the same freaking subjects all over again, but more advanced and less interesting than ever before, which I thought was impossible. But no, they managed to make it even less interesting. But at least the like-minded people were kind of okay. And my classmates were amazing, top tier, great people. And I still keep them close in my heart, even though I'm not in contact with them that much anymore. Times change. Yeah, so that's how it all started. It was more or less a refuge to come home and play video games. You felt safe in a world. You sat comfortably by your computer, and I could just game away so many hours with games like The Sims 1 and Quake 3 Arena, or other random games, Max Payne 1 and 2, Spore, Sims 3, Minecraft, of course. And I bet I have around like 23,000 hours in total of game time since I started gaming from the get-go. And yeah, that's a lot of time, so much time. But it was a comfortable refuge to go away and just go ahead and play some video games. It was great. It was phenomenal and fantastic. And yeah, so that's how I spent my time. Later, I kind of found that video gaming now, in older days, is more about doing it because I want to relax after a long day or something, or that I don't have anything else going on that's of a higher purpose that I feel it's worth and I can see result in it. So this is where my YouTube channel has come in handy. I can see some direct results here, and it's very fulfilling and very fun. and it helps me keep away from gaming on the computer or whatever. And also trying to start my own business, very freaking fulfilling too. And then of course the obvious point is that I'm a parent now. Well, since 8 months ago, circa. So that drags me away from the computer so much anyways. And get to spend phenomenal time with my daughter and just have the time of my life, seeing her grow up slowly but surely, making progress and seeing her develop and everything that comes with being a parent. So my point is, if you're in a rut or maybe you're even addicted and you don't understand why, here's what you should listen closely to. Why. Understand the why. You can get to know the how to get out of there later. And why is probably that you feel like you don't have anything better to do. Because maybe, depending on how bad it is for you, I cannot say. But I can say for certain that you can make your situation better. And when you see that it is getting better, you know that you're getting on the right path, and video games become less and less appealing. So if you don't know what you want to do, you should literally just sit down right now and just think, what are some things that I enjoy doing? What gives me fulfillment? What makes me happy? What makes the time pass? And I feel like it just flies by and I don't even notice it because I just enjoy it so much. And how can I make this maybe even monetizable? That would be great. Just imagine if you could do something that you enjoy doing while getting paid for it too. It doesn't even have to be something that you're passionate about or something that you love doing right now. Like you could say that you love video gaming, but maybe you don't want to turn that into a job. That may be counterintuitive in this situation. But yeah, think long and hard, or maybe even set up some goals. If you've never set up goals, all you can do is just simply write down what you want to get done for the week or for the day or for a month or for the year, what you would like to accomplish, and scale the goals appropriately that you know that you can have a good chance to overcome them. Maybe not a guarantee, but that you're very likely to come close to the goal at least. Hitting close to the mark is better than just not shooting for the mark at all. Yeah, I feel like this video is very unstructured now, and this is kind of a challenge for me too, because I know that I want and need to be consistent for one video every week, but I don't like putting up something with lack of quality. And I should be focusing more on quantity rather than quality, but it just goes against my strive. I've been a perfectionist for the things I've done a lot of times, so that kind of yeah, it's an internal kind of fight going on, saying that no, you can't post this as is. So yeah, anyways, that's the video for now. And the main point I would really want to drive home is it does get better when you see results. Seeing results that actually lead somewhere. If we cut back to school, grades meant jack shit, to be blunt, for me. It didn't mean anything. It was just, I didn't care if I got an A or B or C or D or even F. I just wanted to do my stuff, do my thing. And if it was liked or not, I didn't like doing it, so I didn't care. But with bad grades, you're not gonna get into the school you like. And if you don't get into the school you like, you're not gonna be able to get a degree that you need for future jobs. Yeah, I don't really care about that, you know? Except until for the last semester. I felt like, shit, finally I'm getting somewhere. 9 years of bullshit to just get to this last semester where I could actually make something happen. I'm finally gonna get to another school. I'm finally gonna be able to study IT that I wanted, and I'm gonna meet so many people that I find interesting and with similar interests and such, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun. That was the only time I cared about grades for one semester out of 18. So 1/18 of primary school time. Anyways, this video is getting long, but really want to drive home. You can do this. And I know for certain because I did. And I felt like a lost cause a lot of times. So many times I felt like I wasn't coming to do anything, and never feeling like making progress was an option because it felt so out of my reach. Making progress was never an option for me, never felt like an option for me because it felt so out of reach. But it isn't. And believe me, it's not for you either. It may seem that way when you haven't tried it yet or started working towards getting to it yet, but things are not out of reach. Not so far out of reach that you'll never get there, at least. So you gotta start reaching for it and start working on ways and solutions to get it. Maybe you need to build your metaphorical ladder to be able to reach what you want. And that's what you're going to do. And you're gonna really commit to it. Commit to getting better. Commit to doing something. Commit to doing something that fulfills you, for you. And that's how you get out of video game addictions. Hope this made sense, this video. It's really hard to translate my thoughts and feelings into a language that isn't my primary language. And I'm doing this just on the spot. And also I felt a little bit stressed because I haven't cut out a video yet for the week. But yeah, maybe this will help somehow. So thank you very much for watching. If you even made it to the end, I want to thank you so much if you did. And I congratulate you for sitting through this format. I think I'm gonna be a little bit more prepared for the next video. Yeah, that's almost for certain. And make sure to check out my blog too, averagetomaverick.com. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And it's gonna be better quality, I promise. Take care. Bye-bye.